the last three.
Greg Zahn makes his return to Rogers Center as a Tampa Bay Ray, and up against Roy Halladay, who will try to douse that ring of fire.
Makes his 25th start of the season, and for the 5th time will face the Tampa Bay Rays. Halladay is 1-2 with an ERA of just 2.10 in his 4 starts against the Rays, who gave him losses the first 2 times he faced them this year. Great numbers all the way around, though, for Roy Halladay.
Jason Bartlett, Carl Crawford, Evan Longoria for the Rays. 67 and 56. 3 games back in the wild card. Tom Halley in the home plate umpire. First pitch from Doc, a strike.
Jason Bartlett was moved into the leadoff spot about 3 weeks ago on a permanent basis, and he's really taken to that leadoff spot, hitting .360. V.J. Upton was up there for most of the year, but they moved him down to the number 9 spot to get some offense as they turn over the lineup. Bartlett has scored 18 runs in the 21 games since moving into that leadoff spot.
Strike 2. We talked about the trouble with Tampa that Halladay has had. 12-9 lifetime in 32 games, but he's also had some trouble here at Rogers Center against the Rays.
He actually has a losing record. He has pitched in 14 games against the Rays here. He's got a very good ERA, but again, a losing record at 3-4.
The only other team that he has a losing record against in the American League, the Texas Rangers, also 3-4. Here's the 3-2. Barajas could not hang on.
How nice it is to be able to go to a 3-2 pitch and get great movement, great sink on your fastball. That's what makes Roy Halladay so tough, is his ability to mix pitches and move it around and keep it out of the middle of the plate. Instead of one go-to pitch, he's got 3.
Line shot, base hit. Bartlett, first hitter of the game, gets to Roy Halladay, and he's at first base.
Closer look at Roy Halladay, the scouting report for the big right-hander. Fastball that runs and sinks. He's got a curveball and a changeup too that he will use, and he's got impeccable command. Just 23 base on balls this year and the fewest walks per 9-inning pitched ratio in the American League, and his streak was stopped that last time out. If you throw out injuries, and he had a start where he didn't complete 6 innings because of an injury, every start this year was at least 6 innings. That was stopped in his last start against Boston.
This is a team that likes to run. They are so far ahead of everyone else in the American League. 163 stolen bases so far, Tabby. They had 151 all of last year.
They mix power and they mix speed, so some pressure on Barajas here tonight. Halladay does a good job of getting rid of the ball quickly. It'll be up to Barajas then to throw out these speedsters.
Bautista, only one play, gets Bartlett at second base, and now the speedster Carl Crawford at first base, and he has run roughshod here at Rogers Center through the years.
Defensively for the Blue Jays tonight, Lynn Wells and Travis Snyder in the outfield. 7 outfield assists between the 3 of them. Bautista, Scudero, Hill, and Lyle Overbay will form the inner defense. The veteran Rob Barajas gets the pleasure of catching Roy Halladay here tonight.
Evan Longoria batting .273. Halladay will keep Crawford close. He's had 55 career stolen bases against the Blue Jays, the most of any active player versus any one opponent. And Rod Barajas thinking that Crawford's going to jump too. This team a lot like the team that just left
Right.
Rogers Center, the LA Angels.
Weapons offensively. What you're talking about. They can beat you with their power. They can beat you with their legs. They can beat you with 300 hitters if need be. So the catching and the throwing are going to be very important in this series.
2-0, slumping Longoria over the last 6 games. Fouls it away. How about these Rays? They played so well over the last 3 months, and yet they've lost 4 games on first place and 1.5 in the wild card. 45-28 since May 29th.
Now 3 games back in the wild card, and like the Blue Jays, have a very tough road the rest of the way. Blue Jays, in fact, winning percentage wise, have the toughest schedule from here to the end of the season. Tampa is 5th. So if they're going to get in, they're going to have to earn it. Play the Yankees and the Red Sox a couple more times.
Two to the All-Star Longoria. Popped it up. Could be playable here. Lyle over Bay. No. Second row. So Longoria still alive.
The Rays have been tough on the Jays this year. They have beaten them 9 out of 12 times, and over the last couple of seasons here at Rogers Center, they have not been very kind visitors. They have won 20 of 30 since the start of last season here at Rogers Center.
There goes Crawford. And a little loop single for Evan Longoria. And Crawford, for a moment there, felt that he had broke too early, and look at, he wanted to get back. Travis Snyder couldn't get there.
Totally decoyed Carl Crawford. You don't normally see this from veteran base runners. Watch the middle infield act like there's going to be a play. That's Aaron Hill decoying him, deking him, as they say, thinking that there's going to be a play at second base. He doesn't know where the ball is. The first thing you have to do is you have to find the ball. And if you can't find the ball, the next thing you do, look to your third base coach. He'll tell you. He'll tell you to come on to third base. He should have made it easily there. And again, if you don't find the ball, you don't find your third base coach, the next thing you do, turn to the third baseman. He'll tell you where the ball is just by his actions. So a break right there for the Blue Jays as Carl Crawford just moves up.
Now Ben Zobrist, the super sub, who's become a bit of a superstar in Tampa Bay. 288 average, 22 home runs, 67 RBIs, an all-star this year.
No more super sub for Ben Zobrist. How about right into the cleanup spot?
Goes the other way, and it drops in front of Adam Lind. Crawford scores easily, and getting to second base safely too is Zobrist. And the Rays lead 1-0 on 3 excuse-me singles.
See, that's what they do best, though, Rod. They take advantage when you make mistakes. They haven't hit the ball hard, but they will take it. Crawford's going to score easily, and heads up base running right there by Longoria, trying to get into third base, which he does easily. Now, when the throw went all the way to third base from Lind, he's got to check where that back runner is. Double play would have stayed in order, but Zobrist comes out of that box thinking 2 all the way. He gets into scoring position. Second and third now, just 1 out, and a dangerous hitter in Carlos Pena. No chance to get Longoria, who read it right off the bat from Zobrist, and he motors all the way to third base.
So now 2 more Rays in scoring position. Carlos Pena, 34 home runs just with a single here, might be able to make it a 3-0 ball game. And trouble early for Halladay against these pesky Rays.
Love that type of baseball, that aggressiveness, but you have to have the right mix of players to be able to do it. You have to have athletes, guys who can bust out of that box. That's what Joe Madden preaches right there. Aggressive base stealing, aggressive base running. But you have to have the guys to work with it. He has filled his roster with athletes.
Now that I see it, I know it's the Johnny Cash tour. He's looking a little like Buddy Holly.
Oh, with the horn rims. First inning for Roy Halladay. It's taken him a while. 10 earned runs in his 25 starts now.
High fly ball. Snyder camps under it. Longoria will tag. And here he comes. And here comes the throw to the plate. But easily scoring is Longoria. And Zobrist advances to third. 2 away, 2-0 Rays.
If they don't beat you with their legs or good hitting, they beat you with fundamental baseball. Snyder has a couple of outfield assists, but he's not going to get Longoria. Took a little bit too long to get that ball transferred from his glove to his hand. And then on into the plate, and Longoria scores. Zobrist moves up also.
Now DH Pat Burrell. Another looper, and it will be 3-0. RBI for Burrell, who's turning it on, his 47th of the season.
Swinging the bat much better in the second half. Had a big game yesterday down in Tampa. And he starts off tonight. First pitch swinging. And muscling a ball into left field for the game's 3rd run.
And now Greg Zahn makes his return to the Rogers Center as a Tampa Bay Ray. Zahn, who used to catch Roy Halladay a lot in his years in Toronto, told me before tonight's game, asked him, you know him, everything he does. He said, it doesn't matter. He says, it doesn't. Although he did hit him, took him for a home run back in Tampa.
Yeah, Roy Halladay is the kind of guy, even if he tells you what's coming, you're not going to hit him, because he has 3 pitches that he can get you out with. I think that's what Zahn was talking about when he said that. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that I've caught him for 3 or 4 years and I know his patterns and I've seen the ball come in there. You still have to hit it, and that is a tough task.
Zahn says he loves being a Ray. New life now, getting a chance to move over there and in a contender. Guy who won a world championship back with the Florida Marlins, 97.
Yeah, he knows something about winning baseball. He was brought over there to instill that in some of those young players and to help that pitching staff along. It's a relatively young pitching staff, and a veteran like Greg Zahn will fit in very nicely to help those guys through some bumpy outings.
Zahn, who homered off of Halladay 10 days ago in Tampa. This time a ground ball. Scudero can't get it. Bautista in front of him. And scurrying to third base will be Pat Burrell. And a little miscommunication on the left side of the infield. Bautista and Scudero.
If you are the third baseman, anytime any ball comes your way, if you can cut the ball off, it's an easier play. It looks like he gets there and then pulls back. He deked his shortstop, Marco Scudero. Ball not hit hard by John, just beat right into the ground. It'll move out into left field. Then everybody stopped playing. And Burrell heads up. He goes to third base when nobody's there. This is the Scott Rowland effect. Through 103 games, 30 unearned runs, 30%. of the runs were unearned. Since he has been traded, 19 games, 9 unearned runs. Almost 50% of the runs have come on errors.
Now Gabe Gross, the former Jay, like Zahn, back-to-back here. Couple of ex-Jays. Rays lead 3-0 already in the first inning. And they really haven't hit the ball very hard. A couple of seeing eye singles, a couple of loopers. And Halliday's behind early, and it's still not over here in the first. For whatever reason, against this team at home, Roy Halladay struggles, and struggles early.
They're pesky. They know it. You go and talk to Joe Madden about that. He says, hey, runs are going to be very hard to come by when Roy Halladay is on the mound. So we'll scratch and we'll claw. We'll go after one run here or there. But in the first, they pick up 3.
3 runs off of Halladay to start the game. Shy of 30, Adam Lind. That's third. 6-game hit streak for number 26. Lyle Overbay clean up again. He's done a good job since being inserted there. Vernon Wells in center field. Randy Ruiz, bases clearing double yesterday to beat the Angels. Travis Snyder has been awfully good since being recalled from the Las Vegas 51s. And Jose Bautista, number 9.
Jeff Neiman faced the Blue Jays on July 26 and lost 5-1 when Brett Cecil beat him. That's the only loss Neiman has had in his last 13 starts going back to June the 3rd. He was strong again his last start. He beat Baltimore, going 7 1/3 innings and giving up just 1 run. Tonight he's got 3 to work with in the first inning. He's got a very fluid delivery now. He has thrown strikes. He leads the staff in wins with 11. His ERA of 3.71 leads the staff also.
Carl Crawford gathers this in. Out number 1.
So let's take a little closer look at the 6'9" it's Jeff Neiman. He's got a fastball, curveball, cutter, and a changeup, and he creates great angle being 6'9". His curveball really comes on a great angle, making it tough for hitters to square up that pitch. And he has been undefeated in August. He's had a great August, 2-0 with an ERA of about 3, 21 strikeouts and just 5 base on balls this month.
He and Ricky Romero locked in a battle for wins by a rookie. Both at 11 right now. Aaron Hill on the ground. Backhand Bartlett. And Pena can't pick it up on the one hopper.
We'll see how they score that one. This is a planned play by Bartlett. We saw him the last time you were here that he throws it over on one bounce, but that time it hit the seam. Pena can't come up with it. It'll go as an infield single. They'll line up like this. Crawford, Upton, and Gross in the outfield. Longoria and Bartlett very good on the left side for Tampa. Zobrist and Pena, who won a Gold Glove last year, on the right side. Greg's on. The veteran will catch Neiman tonight.
Now Adam Lind, 25 home runs on the season. Blue Jays again trying to battle back here. Base hit. That's what it scored. I mean,
you're at home.
Yeah.
You're at home. If he makes a good play and you can't assume that, makes a good throw, you can't assume it. That ball on the replay, you saw it hit the seam. So that ball can jump anywhere.
Breaking pitch. Maybe two here. It is easily done. So no matter. 4-6-3. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Jays. Down 3 after 1. Big blast by any stretch. There's some folks up there taking a look from the CN Tower. By the way, they just changed that to an error, which I thought was probably appropriate.
Yeah, we both did.
Jason Bartlett. So take the hit away from Aaron Hill.
Get the white out.
That was a little gift from me to you, too.
Yeah, I know.
Because I broke your other one. B.J. Upton, number 9 hitter. Primarily leadoff for most of the early season for the Rays. And Tabby, as you mentioned, they move him down here. That's dangerous for other teams, you know, when you got 2 speedsters on the number 9 hitter and then right to the top of the order. A lot of teams have had a lot of success through the years doing that.
When he was moved down to number 9, he did not take to it very kindly. He was very upset. The team did really well with hitting at the top of the lineup. They got to the World Series last year, and he had a great playoff, and now he's hitting 9. But now with Upton at the bottom, Bartlett at the top, Crawford, there are 3 speedsters right in a row. Guys who could hurt you with their legs along with their bats right in front of Longoria. This looks a little bit like what Tony La Russa is doing over in St. Louis. They get one of your best hitters up in the first inning, Longoria, but more RBI chances as the game turns around.
Whoa, look at that strike three call from Tom Hallion. Punches him out.
He's going to make sure you know.
Get put in traction with that.
Loud.
It's the umpire. What's this? Whoa.
Wow. Watch your neck. Punches now up to.
That's an uppercut. There he goes. So Upton down on strikes. Jason Bartlett. Then Carl Crawford.
Tony La Russa in St. Louis bats the pitcher in the 8-hole. So he has a hitter in the 9-hole. So theoretically, after the game starts, Albert Pujols hits third. So he guarantees that he hits in the first inning. And when they turn that lineup over, he just puts another hitter in front of Pujols. So when he comes up, better chances to drive in runs. And it's working. Hit his 40th home run. The other night, he's already over 100 RBI.
Here's the 0-2. Yeah, Pujols, one of these years, we may have another Triple Crown champion. Yaz was the last. Someone to win the batting average title, home run derby, and the RBI chase. Pujols is in the top 10 in all three in the National League. 0-2 again. He would seem like one of the most logical candidates to someday do that.
My money is on him. As long as he gets pitched to. They've surrounded him with some good hitters. So he is guaranteed to be pitched to.
Kind of an emergency swing there by Bartlett, able to foul it off.
Doc needs a few of those patented 5-6 pitch innings here to get back on track. Bartlett is making it tough. He got Upton very quickly in the first inning alone. Halladay, who is averaging 14 pitches per inning, which is the best in all of baseball, doubled that alone in the first inning, 28 of them.
Normally what we have seen through Roy Halladay, if he has ever struggled out of the gate, generally he has settled down.
When he runs into problems early in the game, he does settle down, and not this at bat. What an at bat by Jason Bartlett, falling behind Halladay, fouling off some tough pitches, and then getting the 6th single already for the Rays. You see Halladay moving that ball around. Looks like he's going to go with that cutter. He does, and it stays over the plate.
Now Carl Crawford. He's faced Halladay a lot. Pounded on the turf. Aaron Hill has only one play. Bartlett too quick to second base. And now 2 away. Evan Longoria. Base hit, run scored in the first inning. Bartlett in scoring position. This guy's become a bit of a folk hero, Tampa Bay, hasn't he? And for good reason. He hits bombs.
Yeah. He plays a great third base, too, if you have a chance to watch him like we have, getting the chance to play them 18 times a year. Career highs already. Runs batted in with 88, 35 doubles, which is a career high. And we were talking about driving and runs having upped and down at the bottom of the lineup. Longoria basically hitting cleanup as they turn over the lineup. And you want that. And when you need to drive and runs when it counts, these are the RBIs within the AL East, which is the toughest in baseball. It's Evan Longoria who leads with the most RBIs, 50 of them now, over Martinez and Markakis. So Longoria delivering in big situations.
Up high this time, evens the count 2-2.
What I like about Longoria is how calm he is at the plate. He's very still, but he gets himself ready and in position to hit. A lot of times when you see young hitters, they're just not ready to hit. They're fooled on breaking balls or they're late on fastballs. He is so calm, so relaxed, and he's got great hands. Doesn't overstride, doesn't try to do too much. Just put the barrel of the bat to the ball.
Interesting pregame routine for Evan Longoria as well. Look at this. This is the batting cage for today's game. You notice there's no pitcher. There are no baseballs out there. He's just visualizing.
Visualizing. Just watch his head. His head goes down. Look at that. And it stays down. All good hitters do that. And if you're a young hitter out there learning about hitting and wanting to learn, just keep your head down. Even when you follow through, you got to track that ball.
I always tell young players to keep your chin up, but keep your head down if you're a baseball player. And this guy, you know, he's kept his chin up in many ways too. Remember, this is a guy who had 0 scholarship offers, Evan Longoria.
When I heard that for the first time, I couldn't believe it. Because he's obviously a good athlete. Had to go the junior college route.
Went to JUCO and then went to Long Beach State, and they already had a pretty good shortstop there.
Right.
So that's why he went to third base.
He's playing in Colorado right now and having a super year, Troy Tulowitzki.
Amazing what can happen when you put your mind to it. High fly ball. Scudero retreating. Adam Lind coming in. Scudero says it's mine. And that's it for the Rays. So nothing across. Bartlett stranded at second. Longoria flies out. Lyle Overbay will lead off when we come back. Late August now, 3-0. Tampa Bay heading to the bottom of the second inning. Cleanup hitter, Lyle Overbay has been the last little while for the Blue Jays. He's done all right in this position.
Had a big day yesterday. They doubled and scored a run in the first inning and followed that up with another double. Neiman knows that Lyle Overbay likes to see a lot of pitches, so he starts him off with strike one, a fastball right through the heart. Jeff Neiman started the year terribly against the Baltimore Orioles. Gave up a bunch of runs, and his confidence was not good as Overbay rips that ball into right field. But lately, he has been their best pitcher. His confidence level is way up there now. He says it himself. Overbay goes down on this pitch and gets it. Neiman gave up 6 earned runs in his first start of the season, and then a couple of more his next start. But now he is confident. He has that ability to throw strikes now. And he's intimidating hitters not with his size, but he's intimidating them with strikes. That could be intimidating, Black.
Oh, yeah.
You look out there and you see a guy 6'9" throwing 94, 95 miles an hour with a good hook. That can intimidate you, but you better throw it over the plate.
He is a big body. Done all right as a rookie so far. Vernon Wells with Overbay at first. Jays down 3. Rio is low. 4 straight pitches. And now a runner in scoring position. 2 on, nobody out. Randy Ruiz will come to the plate. Greg Zahn will go out and chat with the towering rookie. Chatted with Greg Zahn before the game, and he says he's loving it in Tampa Bay.
I'm living at home. I'm playing a lot more than I was. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better situation. I went there thinking I was just going to be backing up on a contender, and I find myself thrust into the lineup and in there a lot and making early contributions, which is made it easy for me to make friends.
One of the reasons he's made contributions is his ability to call a game.
He has told these young pitchers, hey, don't shake me off. I know what I'm doing back there. I will lead you through these games and help you set up these hitters. And it has helped because the Rays are coming off of homestand where they won 6 of 9.
Could be trouble. Longoria, no play. Bases will be full. And how about Randy Ruiz's contributions? Even though that was a little squibbler, he certainly made his presence felt since joining the Blue Jays.
You have to respect his power, so the infield on the left side is going to be very deep. Just chops one down the third baseline. No chance for Evan Longoria, who is a very good fielder. Look how far he has to come for that ball, and he knows that he's not going to take a chance in throwing that ball. He's just going to eat it and take your chance with the next hitter.
Well, here's a chance for the Blue Jays with nobody out, the sack's full, to help out the Doc. Rod Barajas, first pitch hacking, fouled off of Zahn. So many years here in Toronto. Is on that neck a little freak. $11 home runs for Barajas on the season.
He's a fly ball type of hitter. Does not ground into many double plays this year. Just a couple. They want to see a ball in the outfield on a line, preferably between Crawford and Upton.
getting away from Zahn, but nobody advancing, and that one was way up high and in tight.
Neiman looked so good in the first inning, just cruised through the first inning, finishing it off with a double play to start this inning. It's wild. Walked Vernon Wells on 4 pitches. He now falls behind 2-1 here for Rob Barajas.
Travis Snyder's on deck. Look out. This ball's hit hard and goodbye. Grand slam. And Doc loves it. The second grand slam this season for the Blue Jays.
Their only other grand slam was way back on April 16th by Kevin Millar, and that was a no doubt about it at Minnesota. Barajas, we told you he is a fly ball type of hitter, and he absolutely crushes this pitch from Neiman. Neiman doesn't give up a lot of home runs. This is just his 14th of the season, and it's a big one. 4 quick runs by the Blue Jays, and they take the lead.
4th career grand slam for Rod Barajas. Second time he's done it against Tampa Bay. First time back in 05. First time he's slammed since 08. And the Blue Jays have a 4-3 lead. And here comes Travis Snyder. So the catcher helps his pitcher. There's a different mood now in the Blue Jay dugout.
Look at Halliday, though. Look at that game face.
Yeah. Bear down again.
Well, he knows he had a bad first inning. Not necessarily pitching-wise. I mean, he threw good pitches, and they blooped one here and broken bat here and bleeder there, and he gave up 3 runs. Now he knows his job is to shut him down the rest of the way.
You know, don't think also that, you know, ruminating in the minds of the Blue Jays is this Ricky Romero versus Jeff Neiman thing as well. You know, it's not a big thing, but they got a potential Rookie of the Year candidate, and they'd like to beat this guy
to help out their team. Sure.
Snyder walks. Neiman in trouble here. The second inning has given up a grand slam, 2 walks, 3 hits, including that home run.
Funny how the game changes from inning to inning. It looked like Halliday was on the ropes. Neiman just cruises through the first inning. And now he is struggling right now. He has been a red-hot rookie. Talked about the great August that he has had. Just 5 walks this whole month and 4 starts. To go along with 21 strikeouts. Well, tonight, through the first couple of innings, he's already walked a couple batters, given up 4 runs. Here's his numbers since June 3rd. Brett Cecil was the only pitcher since June the 3rd to beat him. That was right here back on July the 26th here at Rogers Center. Good numbers all the way around for Jeff Neiman.
Jose Bautista batting 9th tonight. Blue Jays can do some serious damage here. Nobody out. 4 runs in already and 1 on. Right now, the Blue Jays are getting to everything that Neiman's throwing up there. Makes you wonder what pitching coach Jim Hickey had to say to Neiman.
Well, you can't go out there without all of your pitches. I've only seen a couple of curveballs this inning, and he's got a dandy curveball when he's throwing it for strikes.
Jammed, doesn't matter, base hit. Snyder, round second, here comes the throw, he gets down and he's safe. To second goes Bautista, he's safe too.
If you overthrow the cutoff man, bad things are going to happen. Gabe Gross, the veteran, makes a cardinal mistake here. The ball's not hit very hard by Bautista in the right field, but he thinks he can get Snyder. Snyder isn't a little slowpoke. He can run a little bit. No chance to get him at third base. He overthrows the cutoff man, and that allows Bautista to get into scoring position also.
2 days in a row, we've seen Snyder very aggressive, too, in his slides. This is a former football star as well.
Yeah.
In high school. This guy can barrel. There's another football star, by the way, an Auburn quarterback. Travis Snyder, third. Jose Bautista is second. Top of the order, Marco Scutaro. Blue Jays trying to lay a hurting right now on Jeff Neiman.
Still nobody out, second and third. You hear that line, keep the line moving and things like that. Pass the baton. Forget that. Single, let's get 2 more runs in, you know. Do it yourself.
Bartlett, and now they have Bautista caught up, but a run scores. Marco Scutaro may have been thinking about getting down to second base, but caught in the pickle was Bautista. That's 1 away. Snyder scoring 5-0, and Scutaro at first base.
You are the runner at second base. Anything to your right, you have to hold. You got to make sure the ball goes through. Maybe a little over aggressive right here is Bautista. That ball clearly to his right. And now he's out in no man's land and said, uh-oh, I made a mistake. Now, the next best thing you can do is try and get in a rundown to let your teammate get into scoring position, Scutaro, so you're just trading places with him. But the Rays defend it perfectly and get 1 throw and get it out.
5-0 Blue Jays. Yesterday, first couple of innings, led 6-0 against the LA Angels. 5-3 the score.
The last 4 games for the Blue Jays, they have done a lot of scoring early. The first 3 innings in their last, now if you add tonight's game, 5 innings, they've scored 21 runs in the first 3 innings. We're not even through the second. But from the 4th inning on in their last 4 games, they've only scored 1 run.
Aaron Hill, 3 balls and no strikes.
So you mentioned the 4-0 lead, the 7-0 lead after 3 yesterday. Nothing new here as Hill rips a 3-0 pitch into left field for another hit.
Scorches one out there. Scutaro to second.
He has earned the right to swing 3-0 with his great numbers. There are some players who don't like to hit 3-0. They'd rather hit 3-1. Aaron Hill is not one of those type of players. If he sees a fastball anywhere near the strike zone and he's got the green light, he's letting it fly, and he does just that. Came within inches of hitting this ball down the line past Crawford. Crawford's great speed runs that ball down to hold him to a single.
Yesterday, the Blue Jays batted around the first inning against the Angels. Today, in the second inning, this is the 9th batter to the plate, Adam Lind. Three for 5 day yesterday was Lind. Had a home run the day before. 2-run Blue Jay lead. There goes the runner, and easily stealing third base is Marco Scutaro.
He was measuring him the first couple of pitches of that at bat, and nobody was paying attention to him out at second base. He picks the right pitch to run on, looks in, sees a breaking ball from Neiman, and this is easy pickings right here. No chance for Zahn, who doesn't even throw it. Scutaro picks up the stolen base. got to make that runner stop. Scutaro is very good at getting a walking lead like that, and his momentum going to the next base.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Blue Jays have a couple of hitters that can hit with 2 strikes, and Adam Lind has picked up 63 hits with 2 strikes this year, which is tied with Ellsbury and Suzuki for the most in the American League. 2 strikes do not bother Adam Lind.
Works to a full count. Blue Jays down to 3 early. Rally for 5 here and may not be done. Wants it outside. Think about the outside pitch, though, is that Adam Lind can hit that pitch.
You're throwing right into his strength. Jeff Neiman wondering what I need to do here to get out of this inning. There is some action already. Cormier is up in the bullpen for Tampa.
That one makes a beeline for the stands, and everybody's okay. Payoff pitch again coming. Missed it. Inside. Lind walks. That's through the order now for the Blue Jays.
Joe Madden said after his last start, Jeff Neiman's last start against Baltimore when he was great, said he's come a long way from his first start of the season when he was not very good against the Orioles, and he says he likes his chances of winning when Jeff Neiman pitches. Cleanly through the first inning, but troubles here in the second.
Ground ball, should be 2. It is, but the Blue Jays put the hammer down here in the second inning. 5 runs on 5 hits. And the biggest blast, this one by Rod Barajas. Grand slam home run. 5-3 Jays after 2. Has won 49 times at Rogers Center. Only CC Sabathia can claim more home victories over that span. Mr. Tabby?
I'll take either one of those guys on my team. Thank you very much.
Let's see how Roy Halladay settles in here now. First pitch, swinging, fly ball out to Snyder from Ben Zobrist. Because Halladay now has some support after A very rocky start to this ball game.
I'm going to throw some numbers at you also and tell me what you think about that. 7 starts, 53 strikeouts, 8 walks. That's in 51 innings, an ERA of 2, about 2.2. What's this pitcher's record? 7 starts, 53 strikeouts, 8 walks, an ERA of 2.2.
You'd think
6-0.
6-0.
Those are Roy Halladay's number, his last 7 starts against Tampa Bay, and he's 3-3.
Wow.
Big numbers. 53 strikeouts in 51 innings and just 8 walks. He's had 4 runs to work with.
Carlos Pena fouling off that first pitch.
Nothing you can do about scoring runs if you're a pitcher. You can just go out there and just do your thing and hope for the best. Halladay's thing now, he's pitching with the lead.
Two balls and a strike. Pena then Pat Burrell. Where he's got to Halladay in that first inning with 4 hits and 3 runs. Little loopers, little bloopers. Excuse me single. Did he go around that time? Yes,
yeah.
he did. Brian O'Nora says. No doubt about that.
If he hit it, it would have been over the wall. It was the full swing. He took a wicked swing at that. Tried to check it. With that cutting fastball on his hands, that's an easy one to call right there.
Roy Halladay taking his time here tonight. Do you notice that?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's usually strike 1, strike 2. Let's get to the next guy, and he's on that mound. Ready to work.
It's usually very, very quick. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away.
And when he gets to 3-2 and he throws a cutter like that to those lefties, strikes him out. So far tonight, the Tampa Bay Rays have been fouling that ball off and extending at bats. There's another one. He will get some rest his next time, so his next start we might see Cito Gaston stretch him out a little bit here tonight.
Struck him out. Looking.
He tried cutter on the hands, and that didn't work. So he's going to go to that patented 2-seam fastball that he brings back over the plate, and Pena can't pull the trigger.
Now Burrell, who had an RBI single in the first.
Time to finish him off now. He has jumped ahead of a lot of these Tampa Bay hitters, and it's taken him a while to finish him off.
Just seems like an extra beat that he has right now. And maybe that's just a little more concentration for Roy Halladay, trying to bear down a little more.
He's got a good two-seam fastball. I would go to it.
There he goes, strike three. Finishes him off. 1, 2, 3. Go the Rays for the first time in an inning tonight. Blue Jays with some support for their doc. Will bat now in the bottom of the third. Nights tomorrow night. Righty James Shields, lefty Brett Cecil. Shields 7-10, Cecil 5-2. That's tomorrow night. Jays and Rays, and also Wednesday right here on TSN. Scott Kazmir on Wednesday against Mark Sepchinski. Blue Jays lead 5-3 as they come to the plate here in the bottom half of the third inning. Vernon Wells, Randy Ruiz, and Rod Barajas. Willie Ibar into the ball game now. A defensive change. Will play at second base for Joe Maddon's Rays. Zobrist moving across the infield, still in the ball game. Carl Crawford is now out of the ball game. Wells out to B.J. Upton.
Ben Zobrist moves from second base to left field. He is a jack of all trades type of fielder. We did a little piece on him the last time we faced him about all the gloves that he brings. He's got an infielder's glove, a corner infielder's glove. He's had starts at third, short, second. In the outfield, he picks up his outfield glove, and he'll take over for Carl Crawford as soon as we find out why Crawford is out of the game. We'll get it back to you.
Randy Ruiz, who has been a career minor leaguer, bouncing around and getting a call up and getting a chance to get his shot in the show. Has now hit in 11 of 12 games. Infield single back in the second. Jammed the other way. Ruiz has another base hit. Sprawling Carlos Pena.
I'm sure those two hits that he has tonight will make up for a couple of line drives. He has not hit the ball hard. He just placed it perfectly. Tapped the ball down the left field line his first time up. This time he is jammed by Neiman, who runs that ball right in on his hands. But the Rays play that corner infielders. They play him off the line. Squirts under the glove of Pena for a base hit.
And the offensive hero tonight for the Blue Jays, Mr. Slam, Rod Barajas. One away.
We have talked the last couple of days about seeing pitches at the plate and getting yourself into good hitting counts and things like that. The difference between getting yourself into good hitting counts, what you don't want to do is give it right back to the pitcher and swing at a ball off the plate. For the most part, the Jays have done that. When they found themselves into hitting counts, they haven't given it right back to the pitcher, and they've hurt the pitcher when they have to come into him with a 2-0 or a 3-1 fastball. Barajas hurt Neiman last time when he got ahead of Neiman, and he knew there was no place to put him. Pressure is on the pitcher. He's got to come to you. So look for that fastball in the inner half if that's your strength, and just let it go.
Check swing, foul ball. Evens the count at 2-2.
He has had a very good year. Rod Barajas now 52 RBIs. Joe Mauer is a catcher who's driven in more.
Oh, nice play by Bartlett, but no play at second base. And a base hit by Barajas.
An infield variety placed perfectly. If Bartlett comes up with it cleanly, the only shot he has is at second base, but Ruiz was digging quickly. And Bartlett comes up with it, can't get it, and no play right there. An infield single for Rod Barajas.
Now the kid, Travis Snyder. Up the pipe. Bartlett scooping and unable to make the play. The ball is loose. Barreling home is Ruiz. He's safe. Well, the Tampa Bay Rays messed that up.
They were one of the finest fielding teams in the American League last year when they went to the World Series. But this year they're in the middle of the pack. In terms of fielding percentage, they had at least one out in the middle of the diamond. Bartlett comes up with it, flips it to Ibar, who tries to barehand it. And by that time, he drops it, tries to pick it up again, and kicks it away, does Barajas. And that's going to allow Ruiz to score from third base. There'll be an error in there somewhere. Probably on Ibar.
First time he touches the ball since he came into the game. Willie Ibar and Jose Bautista fouls one back. 6-3 Blue Jays now. They're saying it's an error to Bartlett. Ruiz scoring there. I would not want to be in that man's way. Coming home, no
Get
RBI
out of his
there.
way,
Fielder's
baby.
choice.
That's right.
Well, the Blue Jays have scored in a variety of ways here tonight so far, haven't they? Getting some help from the Rays in this inning.
And they'll take it. First inning belonged to the Rays. That ball's down the line and could be trouble.
It is trouble. No. Just the last second looked like it was going to go right to the corner, and it's foul. Take a look.
Slicing and slicing.
Boy, that was close.
Yeah, there's only a couple of feet between the foul line and that padding and that wall down both lines. He almost snuck one in there.
Bautista reached on a base hit back in the second, with 5-run second to answer the 3-run first by Tampa. 3-run lead now for Toronto. Bautista goes down weakly on a good pitch that time from Neiman. He's trying to settle down here.
That's his first strikeout tonight. 4-to-1 strikeout ratio this month in August. 21 strikeouts. This is his first one here tonight. A good breaking ball that gets Bautista.
Marcos Scudero 0 for 2 so far.
You got teams like this on the hook. You can't let them off. Good teams like this that have the ability to come back. You have to deliver that knockout punch.
You know, you look up and down the standings and all the wild card chasers, those in contention, that is a constant for all of those teams in contention. They are all good
at coming back. And they're also dynamite late innings if they have a lead. They all have great closers. There was a game here earlier this year against the same Tampa Bay Rays where the Blue Jays jumped out to a big lead. Joe Maddon kept telling his players, we're going to come back. We're going to win this game. He kept preaching it. He brought in his closers. Balfour, he brought him in like the 6th inning, 7th inning because he wanted to stop the Blue Jays from scoring. And they came back and won that game.
Scudero to Bartlett, and that is out number 3. But the Blue Jays do get one more. The Tampa Bay Rays help out the Jays. It's Cowboy night here. 6-3 Toronto. $10,000 adults will receive a Blue Jays t-shirt. Go to bluejays.com/giveaways for more. 416-341-1234, and we will see you at Rogers Center. What a great place to be tonight. Love it when this lid is open. The weather's nice.
Yeah, we were crying about it all weekend.
Yeah,
those day games, we wanted to see it, but hey, it was raining.
Yeah, well, threat of rain anyway. Greg Zahn, Gabe Gross, B.J. Upton. And so Roy Halladay pitches to a guy he used to pitch to on a regular basis. Only he was doing the catching. Greg Zahn.
Zahn has a lot of respect for Roy Halladay, doesn't he? Said he's one of the best, if not the best pitcher. He puts him up there with the best in the American League.
Well, Greg Zahn, like Rod Barajas, knows what it's like to hit one out with the bases full. As a matter of fact, he did it against the Blue Jays. Brandon League, the victim in St. Petersburg. And down he goes on strikes.
Doc's got that curveball working now.
Seemed like there was not as much snap as he normally has to that pitch early in that ball game in the first inning.
In the first inning, or if he was going to it, it wasn't breaking late like this one. Breaks late to Zahn. He can't hold up. Another check swing strikeout. He has struck out the last 3 batters he's faced now.
5 in the ball game. Here's Gabe Gross. Struck out back in the first to end the big rally first by the Rays. Halladay, who began this season on a tear. He was lights out.
I know Zach Greinke started the year on fire also, but Halladay was just a little bit better because he had complete games. And then the injury in the middle of June. That was the groin injury that he had against the Florida Marlins.
This goes the other way, and it will drop in for a base hit. Extra bases for Gabe Gross. 7th hit for Tampa tonight.
Plate coverage for Gabe Gross. Sinking fastball down and away, just slapped down the left field line. Nothing that Adam Lynn can do except play it off the bounce. After that Florida start, Halladay went on the disabled list. The first start he had when he came off the DL was against Tampa right at the end of June, and he did throw 6 innings and have 7 strikeouts, but he wasn't the sharpest that we have seen him. He got a no decision in that game, or excuse me, lost it, then a no decision, then another loss to Tampa. It has not been the same in the second half, so 5 losses for Halladay after that injury, 2 of them to the Rays.
Scudero makes the play, but nowhere to throw, and likely prevented Gabe Gross from rounding third and going for home here.
Another infield hit. It's the 4th one tonight that we have seen from both of these teams. You're right, Scudero, he's going to get dirty to try and save a run for Roy Halladay. No chance to get B.J. Upton over at first base. He just runs too well. Heads up play here with the thoughts of maybe going over to third base to get Gabe Gross, but nobody there. Bautista had broken on the ball.
And like you said earlier, a team that is so dangerous that is in the hunt for a wild card spot. One swing away from tying it. Jason Bartlett with 1 away here in the 4th. Already 2 for 2 against Halladay here tonight. Blue Jays defense and Halladay have to bear down now quickly.
The Rays do a lot of things on the bases. We've seen a steal of home by B.J. Upton this year. We've seen squeeze plays. We've seen double plays, double steals. I don't think he's going to try anything here, not with the middle of the lineup coming up. And you are down by 3 runs. But they have been on the offensive this year. First in steals. Top 5 in a lot of offensive categories are the Rays. Runs per game, on base percentages, walks. A lot of weapons.
The other way, this will score 1. And B.J. Upton to third base. Ball gets away, and he will easily score. And safe at third is Bartlett.
Sometimes you just have to give him a base and just let him have it. Keep the double play in order. You have to hit the cutoff man. Bartlett with his third hit, he slices the ball down the right field. Snyder picks it up and thinks he has a shot. Now see, he overthrows the cutoff man and it hits Upton. He's going to score on the throwing error. And Bartlett, who started at home plate, wheels all the way around to third base on the throwing error. He's dirty now.
And that big lead that the Blue Jays just got has been erased down to 1. Willie Ibar now batting for Carl Crawford. Still no word on why Crawford left the ballgame. He's not on the bench right now. Try to get an update. So a single for Bartlett, 1 RBI, and an error charge to Snyder.
That is something that he will learn as he plays just a little bit more. Concede that runner over there when you have a 3-run lead.
Ibar takes one deep. It's hooking, and it is foul. Blue Jays just had their fill of another Ibar. Brother Eric, who was in town with the Angels. Close call for Roy Halladay and the Blue Jays. Just 1 out, tying run 90 feet away. Halladay, only 1 play, and he tags Ibar, but Bartlett scores. And we're tied at 6.
Bartlett was the runner at third base, and he was not playing contact. He was going to let the ball go through, but heads up play by the runner when he realizes that the ball was just tapped out in front of home plate. You see, he stops, but then he realizes it's in no man's land, and the only play for Halladay, if he wants to get an out, he's got to get the runner. When he first hit it, I thought he might have fouled that ball off of his foot. Here's the runner again. He's going to make it go through. He actually stops, but then realizes it's nowhere to be played at home and comes on in and ties it up.
One thing you're getting an idea of is that the Tampa Bay Rays are not intimidated by Roy Halladay.
That's a great point. They
because we've seen
they've
teams
been tough on them,
and we've seen teams where they kind of body parts shrink up. Not this team.
I think they like the challenge. You know, I think they like it. That's instilled from the start from Joe Madden. That, hey, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best.
And I think that stems back to last season, last couple of seasons. Tampa Bay Rays have instilled a culture of winning, thanks to Joe Madden. What they did last year, the 1-2, Longoria goes down on strikes. But another rough outing in this inning for Roy Halladay and the Blue Jays. Gave up 3 in the first and now 3 in the fourth, and we are square at 6.
Let's take a look at that throw again from Travis Snyder. He's going to try and get Upton. Throws it. Ball actually hits him in the left hand, and it's going to scoot away from Bautista to score the run. Now a young player, you make a mistake, coaches have to coach, and Brian Butterfield's going to go down, and he's going to follow his young right fielder down there and talk to him about, hey, look, it's okay to be aggressive like that, but you've got to keep the ball down. You've got to hit the cutoff man, at least give us a chance to cut it off if we feel like it, and keep the double play in order.
Hate to harp on it, but the Blue Jays have been doing a lot of this lately.
Yeah.
You know, a few brain cramps here and there, and seen that in the last week, being a little over aggressive at times. All part of the process, but Roy Halladay, the support he had, has been vanquished, and now,
you know,
Aaron Hill.
Rod, there's no problem. You can't be upset with someone who is aggressive, okay? And there is a difference between aggressive smart and aggressive foolish. At times we've seen aggressive foolish, and you can't have that. You have to be aggressive smart.
And this week we've seen it from almost everybody.
Silly plays that that we haven't seen, and he'll learn. He'll learn that it's okay to come up, be aggressive, go get the ball, make a good throw about half high to the cutoff man.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Hill. Reached on an error. Also a base hit in the second. Neiman delivers. Tries that curveball. Check swing. And the appeal down to Scott Berry. No.
Neiman has a good curveball. Not a lot of movement right there by Aaron Hill, and he did not go. Holds up in time. Lives for another pitch.
3-2 the other way. Gabe Gross camps under it. There's the first out here. Now one thing we have seen from the Blue Jays, some of the young players, Adam Lind the other day got to a ball in left field, couldn't get to it. You know, he knew he had a chance at it, but then he atoned for it later, getting a home run. But maybe, you know, maybe that's in the mind now of a Travis Snyder, trying to make up for that. We'll see. Here's Adam Lind. That's baseball.
Well, you might say, okay, big deal, you know. I overthrew the cutoff man. Well, Bartlett, who was the runner, hit that ball. Should have been on first base. Should never have gotten past first base. Made it all the way to third and scored on that little tapper by Ibar.
Simple thing, but sometimes you don't hit that cutoff guy.
It's a run.
And it can turn an inning into a big inning the other way in a hurry, and there's still chat.
And there's nothing wrong with conceding the base. Come up throwing. Just hit him in hit the cutoff man.
Adam Lind. Can go to all fields with pop. Hounds one into the turf. Bartlett makes the play at first. Well, we have found out why Carl Crawford is now out of the ballgame, apparently on this play.
He's going to jam his back right there as he tries to slow down. Remember that play in the first inning when he was decoying at second base? Tries to slow down and brace himself, and it looks like he wrenched his back. He is now out. And the bench for the Rays, which was short to begin with,
it was even shorter. Just Gabe Kapler and Deanna Navarro. Lyle Overbay down the line and into the seats.
The Rays go with 8 relievers. A very deep bullpen, as do the Blue Jays, and we'll get into that. So you usually see major league teams with 7 relievers and 4 bench players. Both these teams tonight, 8 relievers and 3 bench players.
Ball and a strike to Overbay. 2 away here. Downstairs, missing. Reason the Blue Jays have 8 pitchers now, as that Scott Downs has been activated and could pitch tonight if needed. And Lyle Overbay drilling one on a line out to B.J. Upton. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. We play 4 tonight at Rogers Center on TSN. It's Tampa 6, Toronto 6. Tomorrow, live from Trois-Pistoles, Quebec. Sports Center on the road, touring the 10 winning Canadian cities in 10 days. Catch it live tomorrow, 6 Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Dan O'Toole and Jay Onrait in Quebec. Earlier today, Jennifer Hedger, Darren Detition. We're in Red Deer, Alberta. The Craft Celebration Tour continues. We head to the 5th inning. This game continuing. Ben Zobrist, Carlos Pena, then Pat Burrell here for the Tampa Bay Rays, the resilient Rays, coming off a trip to the World Series last year. They were the surprise of baseball. Not surprising anybody anymore, though.
No. They right around the All-Star game last year, they were in a little bit of a funk. And they were facing the Blue Jays. A.J. Burnett was pitching a great game, and Ben Zobrist hit a big home run against Burnett that helped them win a game. And Joe Madden was saying that that was a game that really turned their season around.
And remember last year, and when they went into that funk, they were also missing maybe their biggest player, Carl Crawford, for a while.
That's right.
Right into the postseason. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halladay trying to bust him inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But they end up in the World Series. Ever since they got rid of the devil, they've been good.
Yeah. That and a lot of years of good drafting, getting a lot of players.
Well, they had to be really terrible for 10 years, though.
Right.
10 years of 90+ losses. Be bad that long, and you're going to get some good players.
You're going to get some high draft picks. Now, there are other teams that have high draft picks, and they don't hit on them. But the Rays have hit on their draft picks, not just the first round. Carl Crawford was a 2nd-round pick. Then Zobrist, he wasn't a 1st-round pick. Shields, they've made some astute trades, picking up Scott Kazmir and Matt Garza. And you put it all together and you build through the draft and you get good players here, you're going to win.
Halladay's first walk of the evening. Here's what they've done, and look at those 1st-round picks.
They also had the #1 pick overall last year. They used it on a shortstop who was an A-ball. Delman Young was the 1st overall in 2003, and they flipped him over to Minnesota and got 2 big pieces.
That's a good parlay.
Yeah.
Now Carlos Pena with a shift on, and Zobrist at first. Bautista will patrol that left side of the infield. And Pena unloads. And forget about it. Goodbye. 2-run swat. Carlos Pena puts the Rays on top.
First ball, fastball hitting. Pena. That is home run number 35, which leads the American League. And a majestic home run. He's got that home run swing. All big home run hitters have that slide uppercut to get the ball airborne. 35 home runs now for Pena. He has also driven in 86 runs now. Make it 87. He had a sacrifice fly in the first inning.
Roy Halladay has given up 10 hits tonight and 8 runs. This does not happen to Roy Halladay very often. Pat Burrell past Jose Bautista. Base hit. Halladay 5 days ago against Boston. Only 5 innings, 8 hits, and 4 earned runs, couple of home runs.
Shortest outing, that broke a streak of 6 innings. First time he didn't pitch 6 innings, excluding injuries, since June the 14th of 2008.
Now Greg's on. Nobody out. What is it about the Tampa Bay Rays? They have got Doc's number.
Yeah, they have the Blue Jays number.
This year for sure.
I found that game that I was talking about. That was back in July on the 25th. When they faced the Rays right here. Zahn fouls it off. Here are the numbers, first of all, of what they've done head to head this season. Jays have won this series so far 8 out of the 12. They've pitched better and they've hit better. That game back on July 25th, if you remember, Blackie, the Jays had jumped ahead 8-0 against Tampa. That was David Price as Zahn goes down 8-0 after 4 innings. And the Rays kept chipping away against the bullpen. Eventually won that game 10-9 in 12 innings. So no quit in Tampa, especially when they come to this ballpark. And the losses that they have had to them. Walk-off variety down in Tampa Bay. A couple of times right around the All-Star break.
Now Gabe Gross doubled back in the 4th. Crazy game this has been in many ways tonight. We've seen it all. And another tough outing for Roy Halladay against the Rays. Last time Roy Halladay gave up 8 runs in a ball game, coincidentally, against Tampa Bay.
Well, that was over 2 years ago.
Over Bay. 1-6, 3-6-3. Double play gets out of it, but guess what? The big shot by Carlos Pena has put Tampa in front. They now lead 8-6. race. Great seats still available September 3rd to 6th. 416-341-1234. Well, Cito Gaston is going to give his horse every opportunity here still. Even though Halliday has given up 8 runs for the first time since 2007, when he only lasted 3 1/3 against these Rays right here at Rogers Center.
Same thing, 12 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. He's now thrown 5 innings and given up 8 and 11 hits.
Just when it looked like it might be one of those nights to forget for Jeff Neiman. Bartlett. Out number 1.
He's finding his curveball and he's throwing it for strikes now.
Now Randy Ruiz. He's hit in 11 of his 12 games as a Blue Jay. 2 for 2 here tonight and has scored twice. Blue Jays getting a lot out of this new DH, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're going to give him a lot of chances here the rest of the way. And he hasn't disappointed.
Lazy fly ball. B.J. Upton gathers it in. Well, Wendy's Friday Night Football continues this week on TSN. Henry Burris, the Calgary Stampeders, travel to Toronto to take on the Argos right here at Rogers Center. Live coverage begins Friday night at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Of course, the NFL preseason is on, and reminder over on TSN 2. New York Jets and Baltimore Ravens. Monday Night Football tonight.
It's that time of the year. Football, baseball, pennant races. There are some good ones going on right now, some pennant races.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Rod Barajas. Wild card chases. This is when you really start to look at those scoreboards in earnest. There are some that are running away with their divisions. That's why many have embraced the wild card since it has come into fruition.
I do. I love
I do it too. I think, in fact, I say don't stop there. Maybe add another
round of playoffs.
Or, yeah, maybe another wild card. Maybe the best team in the division gets a bye. I don't know what you do, but
Boston, 7.5 games out in the American League East. The New York Yankees have never lost a division race when they've been ahead by 6 games. So for all intents and purposes, that's over. But Boston has a chance in the wild card. They lead it, but just by a game over Texas. So I like it.
Rojas stung Jeff Neiman for a grand slam back in the second, but right now the Jays are trailing. Here are the numbers in the East. The Blue Jays 20 out, Rays 10.5 out, with 3 games out in the wild card.
That's right. The wild card gives a lot more teams a chance to get into the playoffs, and you know, Blackie, when you get into the playoffs,
anything can happen.
Anything.
Especially, you know, you go to shorter rotations.
You only need 3 pitchers in the playoffs. If you have 3 hot pitchers and a closer, a shutdown closer, you got a chance to win. And if you have the ability to manufacture runs like the Rays do, you have good chances. Barajas goes down. Neiman's second strikeout. He is now retired 8 in a row. Jays are down by 2.
against Roy Halladay, but that's the story so far here tonight as we head to the 6th inning. B.J. Upton will lead off for the Tampa Rays, who rallied back from a 6-3 deficit to take the lead.
This afternoon, when I was looking over this game and putting my thoughts together on it, I said, wouldn't want to be a hitter. Not with these two pitchers going tonight, Halladay and Neiman.
And more of the same.
Yeah,
this one in the gap.
It hasn't been good for Roy Halladay. He had a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd, but the Rays have reached him for base runners in every other inning. And another start here, good start in the 6th inning. Leadoff double for Upton, his 28th of the season. And this is where the Rays can do some things. He has not been able to locate again and get his pitches down in the strike zone. Again, he was leading the American League with about 14 pitches per inning. Strike one. I'm going to get you out with the first pitch. And it was always right there. His last 2 starts, he has averaged about 20 pitches per inning. That's very unlike Roy Halladay.
Jason Bartlett, 3 for 3 night, a run scored, an RBI. Action in the Blue Jay bullpen here in the top half of the 6th inning. Brandon League out there as he warms. Blue Jay fans were certainly getting spoiled at the beginning of the season with Doc Halladay. Like we're starting to engrave his name on the Cy Young Award. That's why you play 162.
He had a stretch from the end of April to the end of May where he won 5 straight starts, at least 7 innings in every one of them, and he was dealing.
Barajas gets past him, and Upton will get to third base. Now 3 balls and a strike. And 105 pitches already for Roy Halladay.
And that's the average right there. 20 per inning. Right on the nose here tonight. Infield has to come in now with a runner at third. And nobody out. They cannot afford to give up more runs here.
That's the last guy you want to see standing over there with no out as well.
Yeah, him or Carl Crawford.
Oh, yeah. And he gets Bartlett. Throws down. Upton doesn't go anywhere.
Now Joe Madden will gauge the matchup here between Ibar and Halladay. And if he feels that Ibar will not be able to get him in on a sacrifice fly or a base hit, as you see that strikeout, does not have the tag, so he's going to get the put out over at first base. This is where the Rays can do a few different things.
Aaron Hill, good play. Throws over to first. And again, Upton's not going anywhere as Hill knocks it down.
He saves the run. They're playing make it go through. One thing that Aaron Hill did is he took a long look over at B.J. Upton. First pitch swinging in his Ibar. Aaron Hill quickly to his right, catches it, and watch how long he looks at Upton to make sure he doesn't go home. He had thoughts of it right there, but then puts on the brakes after Hill was watching him a long time, and he's saved a run.
Evan Longoria now struck out in his last at bat. Base hit, run scored in the first. Also popped out to Marco Scutaro in the second. catches the corner. Ball and a strike. This would be a major bonus right now if Halliday can get Longoria. Strand Upton at third.
He got to third base with nobody out, and Halliday is trying to strand him there.
Trying to get Longoria to nibble, but he won't. The other way, Snyder makes the play, and he will come to the dugout, and he'll lead off here. And Upton is stranded. Might be a big, big out. Six innings, has given up 8 runs, 12 hits. As we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, and has thrown a lot of pitches.
So we'll keep an eye on the bullpen to see if they get somebody up. Halliday pitches 6 innings, and we'll see if Cito sends him out for the 7th. I don't think they will. I think he's thrown 112, 113 pitches. So we'll see. First thing, though, the offense has to get it back on track here. 5 runs in the second, another one in the third, and those numbers I was talking about earlier about the first 3 innings in their last 4 games starting to come true again. In their last 4 games, innings 1 through 3, they've scored 22 runs. From the 4th inning on, the opposition has shut down the Blue Jays. They've only scored 1 run. That was in the 5th inning on Sunday.
Yeah, go figure. So Travis Snyder, then Jose Bautista, then the top of the order. That is not a trend that any manager would like.
No. Nope.
How do you get out of that funk? The middle inning funk, late inning funk, and down on strikes. Boy, has Jeff Neiman ever righted his ship tonight. 9 in a row now.
He gave up an infield single to Barajas back in the 3rd inning, and he's now set down 10 in a row. Emphatic strikeout call from Tom Hallion for the first out here.
Bautista struck out, base hit tonight. Game 1 of this series with the Rays. Blue Jays are getting their fill of stiff competition over the next few weeks. All the contenders, and Neiman in a groove now. Pounded down, Bartlett backhand. Throw over.
There's that curveball. What did we say in the 2nd inning? He wasn't throwing his curveball over for strikes. He wasn't commanding it. He wasn't getting swings and misses. Blue Jay batters weren't even offering at it. Now he has righted the ship with that curveball. Gets another out here. It's a good one from a good angle.
Marco Scudero, first pitch. B.J. Upton backtracks, and another 1-2-3 for Jeff Neiman. 6 innings complete. Roy Halladay is done. Roy Halladay, a few ups and downs himself here tonight. It's one of those nights. 6 innings pitched, 113 pitches, 7 earned runs. Gave up 8. Walk, 8 strikeouts, 12 hits against the Rays, who do it to Roy Halladay again. Now Ben Zobrist. First pitch swinging off of Brandon Lee, gets hit high and deep to the wall, and it just sneaks out of here. On the first pitch from Brandon Lee into the ball game, and quickly it's 9-6.
Zobrist isn't going to wait to get in a 2-strike count and have to deal with that good hard splitter that Brandon Lee throws. He is going to swing at the first pitch. It looked like a fastball, elevated, and Zobrist putting together a career year. Homers to left field.
Carlos Pena really shook up Roy Halladay back in the 5th inning with a 2-run shot. he's also bearing down on Leake, swinging at that first pitch. So a couple of big long balls here tonight from the Tampa Bay Rays, first by Pena, now by Zobrist, his 23rd on the season.
I wouldn't want to wait around. If I have my druthers, if I had to pick between the two pitches that League has, the fastball or the splitter, I'd be looking fastball. His past 4 appearances have been a mystery for Brandon League. 9 earned runs now and 3 home runs. But then he will dazzle you with strikeouts galore.
These Rays have silenced Rogers Center. The Blue Jays down 3 early, came back to take a 6-3 lead. Rays have scored 6 unanswered. But what a mystery it's been on their offense as well lately. From the 3rd inning on, it's something the Blue Jays really have to find a way to correct here.
They had no problem at the beginning of the game.
Now 3 balls and a strike. Hitters count to a big hitter.
Walks have not been a problem for Brandon League. That maybe it was a couple of years ago, but he has harnessed his ability to throw consistent strikes, but the location has been off. Opponents hitting .269. There's just 16 base on balls and 57 strikeouts in about 57 innings for Brandon League. So walks haven't been a problem. At times it has been location.
Walks. Walk a problem now to Pena, bringing up Pat Burrell. 2 for 3 night. Boy, Cedal Gaston, who when he took over last year, thought this could be the year, and after the first month was reaffirmed, and now it's Project 2010. Man, that I'm sure he must think those World Championships seem a long time ago, and they were.
Yeah,
the playoffs have been.
At the beginning of the season, everything was working just right. They were getting great starting pitching. Even with the injuries to their starters, they were getting very good pitching. There in the bullpen, and clutch hits galore. And the wins were piling up, but some more injuries, lack of production, and recently some sloppy play has kind of helped them get into this tailspin, and they have not been able to find a way out of it consistently.
You know, that's kind of been the story the last couple of years on the epilogue on a lot of seasons. Has been the tailspins and their inability to get out of them, and not been able to turn them into winning streaks. And the good teams do that. Ball and 2 strikes. In many ways, this game is kind of a microcosm of their last few seasons.
Great start. And then problems finishing it off, closing it up.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Pena on. Scudero, the scoop. And the double play. Kind of pulled Overbay off the bag a little bit.
Yeah, tailor-made right there. That's what Brandon League can do, because he's got so much movement on his fastball and he throws it so hard. He can get it off that hitting plane and get big sluggers to roll over on it. Tailor-made right there. Overbay does a good job of holding that foot on there to get Burrell a second out.
And Greg's on. Takes a hack at that first pitch, and Vernon Wells comes forward. But another home run. This from Ben Zobrist on the first pitch of the inning. The Rays have a 3-run lead as we head to the stretch.
We thought this was going to be a pitcher's duel between some very good right-handers tonight, but Roy Halladay, 12 hits allowed. That ties his career high. The last time he gave up 12 hits in a game, 2 years ago to the day.
Tonight.
Against the Los Angeles Angels. Pena with his 35th leads the AL, and Rob Barajas had a big grand slam in the second inning.
Roy Halladay, the most hits he's ever given up in a game, 12 hits, 12 hits. Tonight being the 6th time that he's ever done that.
And another team on that list,
Tampa Bay, June 5th, 07. It's not a good night for the Doc. Blue Jays down by 3 runs. 9-6 the score. Aaron Hill, base hit tonight, trying to get it going here. Jeff Neiman still hurling. Jeff Neiman, someone told him at the beginning of the year, you know, you'd be battling for Rookie of the Year honors. You'd have a chance to beat Roy Halladay twice in one season. Man. Aaron Hill. Fly ball out to Gabe Gross.
So he leads the team in wins with 11. Tied with Ricky Romero, who picked up his 11th yesterday for the most wins by a rookie pitcher this year. He also leads the team in earned run average at 3.7, and he also leads the team in shutouts with 2. It's for a guy who, I don't want to say wasn't in their plans, but they had a decision to make about him because he was out of options when the season began.
Adam Lynn down the line and fouled, but again, a guy who's a first-round pick. He comes with a good resume, and he's done stuff before. A guy who, boy, bears a striking resemblance to Harry Dunn. You said
Harry Dunn, yeah.
A big Harry Dunn, though. Lloyd Christmas tapped up the middle. Ibar, no play. Adam Lind.
Ibar plays a deep second base, probably the deepest second base that I've seen this year. Not just against the big left-handed sluggers, against everybody. Look where he is. He's not even in your picture. And then when Lynn taps the ball and it gets over the 6'9" Neiman, here comes Ibar from short right field, and there's not going to be a play. You can see him in the background there, and again, no chance to throw out. Lynn coming from the left side, and with that base hit, Joe Madden is out there. Jeff Neiman's night is finished, and they go to the bullpen.
What a good start, mixed with a couple of bad innings. Well, he's leaving with the lead and a chance to beat Roy Halladay again. Pirates blowout. Special pricing on Pat Tabler, number 15 jerseys. Double play ball. Lyle Overbay. Randy Choate comes in and settles the Blue Jays on one pitch.
That didn't take long. Another ball on the ground. And the Rays turned their third double play here, getting out of a mess in the seventh. Six and a third innings, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Had a bad second inning when he gave up 5 earned runs. But he is in line for his 12th win if the bullpen can hold it.
Gabe Gross, double, a run scored, a strikeout, and also a ground out. 6 home runs now on the season.
They have played well against the Blue Jays. We've chronicled that all night long. Have the Rays They just finished a series down in Texas where yesterday they struck out 15 times against Scott Feldman and the Rangers. They were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They were actually 1 for 25 in the series against the Texas Rangers with runners in scoring position, yet they won the series. They won 2 out of 3. What does that tell you about this team? They know how to win games.
They know how to win, and they believe in themselves. And once that belief is instilled, you know what it's like. You were around it.
Yeah.
You know, you played for a few teams that lost a lot of games.
Yes.
And the teams that won, everybody believed.
They could come back and win games. Win games that they had no business winning. Dave Gross is punched out by third base umpire Brian O'Nora.
And, you know, I don't think you necessarily have to all get along. You know what I mean? I don't think you have to be buddy-buddy. I don't think any, you know, take a look at the old Yankee teams when Reggie was on that team and Billy Martin and that. You know, a lot of guys who hated each other's guts on those teams.
Yep, the Oakland A's and
Oakland A's, you know. Hey, but they knew how to win.
They knew how to win. You know, that thing, 1 for 25 in a series, yet you win 2 out of 3 games. I think that says a lot about the ability to score runs without base hits. And that's where athleticism, speed, whatever you want to call it, creativity on the bases, I don't care. That's where that comes in. In the era of the non-home run, if you know where I'm going.
You're saying the post-steroid era.
There you go. Speed and manufacturing runs, I think, are going to be back in vogue.
Long ball's still there, and this is still a big weapon. Guys can still hit it, as Ryan Howard did today. 2 home runs for Philadelphia this afternoon to beat the Mets 6-2. Now 34 for Howard, and there's boppers up there that can.
Cliff Lee got the win there.
Yeah, blast away. Popped up into the bleachers, and you know the home run is still very sexy in baseball.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like it. But I agree with you. I think, you know, your MO now as a general manager or as an organization, you want to put together a lineup capable of winning in the postseason or winning a pennant. I think you have to get some guys who can run.
Go find me some athletes. The Angels have it. The Rays certainly have it.
And it's just not stealing bases. It's guys who get on base and can go first to third.
Sure. How about the Boston Red Sox with Jacoby Ellsbury? I mean, they've always been a team that just sat back and just tried to thump you. Now they have a little speed in Pedroia and Ellsbury. The Yankees with Johnny Damon.
Fouled away again. Nice to have the pop and the speed.
That's what this game is all about. Power and speed. The Rays, the Rangers, Yankees, Red Sox, all teams that are right there. I mean, you have to have the pitching to go along with it, but the Rays third in home runs with 159 and steals way out in front with 163.
Upton on the ground. Bautista has to make a long throw over and does for out number 2. Speaking of those White Sox, you know, they're having a game right now, the battle of the Sox, White Sox, Red Sox in Boston right now. They're kind of going through one of these games that we're going through right now. 9-7 Boston. White Sox had a 4-1 lead. Red Sox scored 6 in the third. They're in the 6th inning right now.
Did you happen to see what Ozzie Guillen said after the White Sox game yesterday? He says, we are heading into a tough portion of a big road trip starting in Boston. This game here tonight. He says, if our offense doesn't get going and the people, the veterans in the middle of the lineup start driving in big runs, good luck on the road trip.
Aaron Hill Easy play for the third out. So Brandon Lee goes 1, 2, 3 here in the 8th. The Blue Jays bats need to wake up here. Vernon Wells will lead off when we come up. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, Manitoba plays against Quebec. Women's volleyball. A lot of fine young Canadian professional baseball players got a chance to play at the Canada Games. Great stepping stone in our coverage continuing on TSN. And Dan Wheeler comes into the ball game for Tampa.
Joe Madden's got a deep bullpen. He's got 8 arms out there, 3 relievers who throw from the left side, so he can put it together here. Randy Choke comes in, faces 1 batter, throws 1 pitch, gets a double play. He's out of the game, and now the right-hander is coming. Wells, Ruiz, and Barajas. And with the righties coming up, he's going to go to Dan Wheeler because his numbers against righties are great. He's just hitting 144 against right-handed batters this year. Picked up the win on August the 16th versus Toronto. Threw an inning and a third at the Blue Jays and got his last win.
Well, can the Blue Jays muster something here in the late innings? A tough chore. The last few weeks, last 5 games, they've been absolutely blanked. Late innings. Wheeler shakes that glove, delivers, and Wells fouls it away. How would you like to pitch every time you pitch? Your father-in-law's broadcasting the game.
Sure, why not? Dwayne Stats, the play-by-play man, the excellent play-by-play man for the Rays, is Wheeler's father-in-law.
Don't screw up, son.
He is a durable reliever with one of those rubber arms, and he'll throw every night if need be.
One, two, strikes him out.
He has had the 4th most appearances since the 2005 season. Nice to have a guy like that who'll take the ball and then do something with it. First batter he faces, Vernon Wells. He can go out of the strike zone, up and away. That one off the plate and up. Zani knows Vernon Wells better than anybody. He knows when he gets the 2 strikes, you could throw it around the plate, and he'll chase it. First out for Wheeler.
Randy Ruiz, 2 hits tonight. No, the game's not as simple as having someone back there who has an advanced scouting report every time, but You know.
Yeah, you still have to throw it there.
But it's still.
But it helps.
A nice luxury. You know, Greg Zahn knows a lot of these Blue Jays. Not this guy so much, Randy Ruiz. Scott Kazmir gave Greg Zahn a great compliment. One of the young pitchers in the rotation for Tampa Bay. You know, he said nothing against Deanna Navarro, but when Zahn's behind the plate, he does all the thinking, and all we have to do is execute.
Yeah, just do what he says. He's been around. Have not seen a lot of pitchers tonight shake him off.
What Zahn likes too is that, you know, he says about this rotation, and you know, even the bullpen guys, he said they're all stuff guys, particularly the rotation. They all got great stuff.
Great stuff.
He just wants to keep them from being predictable.
Makes a lot of sense. You know, pitchers can fall into patterns, and hitters will figure that out. Doesn't matter if you have great stuff.
Ruiz, this is an absolute bomb. High fly ball that flies out of here. How about the impact that Randy Ruiz has had since he came up from the minors?
Another bat in that lineup with home run power. That will help. 7 runs now for the Blue Jays. This is his 4th home run. Curveball down and in. It's just golfed off the back wall in left field.
He's got some extraordinary power.
Zobrist goes back, and he's not going to catch that one. That one hit off the back wall. 4 home runs now in a very short time.
Maybe a chance now with spark. Rod Barajas, who, when he hit that grand slam home run in the 2nd inning, didn't you think the tide had shifted a little bit? Roy Halladay's got some support now. You know, Doc does what he does, and Blue Jays cruise. Well, it didn't happen. So maybe Barajas could chip in again. 2-run lead now. And a 2-0 count. He shakes that glove, doesn't he?
It's like Ryan Dempster of the Chicago Cubs. The reason they do that is they're changing the grip in the glove there. You see how he starts, and he's changing the grip in the glove, and he doesn't want to give away any signs of what he's trying to do with that ball. The Blue Jays are really good at stealing signs and finding little things that pitchers do with their glove that maybe give away what pitch they're throwing.
Here comes the 2-2. Down the pipe, strike 3.
Crossed him up right there. Rod Barajas with 2 strikes was looking for something off speed, and Wheeler threw it right there, and he can't pull the trigger. That's Greg Zahn knowing Rod Barajas right there.
Travis Snider again, strikeout, a walk tonight, reached on an error, scored a run back in the 2nd. Snider, fresh face, 21-year-old, came up last year late in August, made such an impression. Ground ball. This will be out number 3, but the Blue Jays pull a little closer. As we head to the 9th, they are down 2 thanks to the home run by Randy Ruiz.
Baseball on TSN is brought to you by Rogers, Canada's fastest mobile network. 3 times faster than any other. Visit rogers.com/fastest.
Sean Camp into the ballgame now. Out of the bullpen here in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays trailing the Tampa Bay Rays 9-7. Willie Ibar, then Evan Longoria, Ben Zobrist. So challenge here for Camp to keep the score here. Hit hard to the gap. Vernon Wells right there. Part of the brothers Ibar. Eric in on the weekend. Willie Ibar now with the Rays in here for the next couple of days. And here comes Evan Longoria.
He's come up with some big hits for the Rays over the last 2 years. Ibar, a valuable type of player. When Ben Zobrist became an everyday player for Joe Madden, Ibar took his spot. And the utility infielder hasn't disappointed.
Longoria tonight with a base hit, 1 for 4. Hop out, strikeout, another fly out back in the 6th inning. 2-time All-Star. Face of a video game. You know you've made it when you're the face of one of those baseball video games. Cover boy.
On the cover?
Mm-hmm. Your kids play those video games?
All the time. My older kids play.
Do they try to insert you in there? Because you can do that with some of them. They try to put you in.
Yeah, they make a team with our family.
Yeah.
They give me all the talent that I didn't have. Maybe I can run, I can hit for power.
Are you as good with bases loaded in the video game as you were?
Yes.
There you go.
I don't know if that's one of the things that you can do. But
it's amazing how realistic some of them are. Batter swings and pitchers' tendencies.
Yeah, you can build your own team and play a season, the whole 9 yards.
Longoria on the cover. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's such a quiet hitter. You've heard that before about a batter who is very quiet. Not a lot of extra movement. But the ball really jumps off of his bat. You see a lot of hitters come up and they spread out and that helps them so with their strides, but Longoria is a little different. Look how close he is with his feet. It's a very relaxed stance that he has. He's able to see the ball.
He's got a good eye, obviously.
Yep. He is a run producer. Sean Camp loses him.
We'll bring up Ben Zobrist, and depending on what the Blue Jays do, that add-on home run in the 7th inning could prove pivotal here by Zobrist, his 23rd off of Brandon League.
Just a throw-in.
Absolutely.
When they made that trade with the Houston Astros at the time, just a throw-in.
Good throw-in it turned out to be.
Yeah. That was the Aubrey Huff deal. A couple of years ago when they sent him right at the trade deadline to the Astros.
And over Scudero. Longoria will go to third, and into second is Zobrist. A couple of doubles for Zobrist tonight. Longoria goes to third, and 2 runners in scoring position now with 1 away.
Have a night.
Wow.
Don't try and pull Sean Camp. He's been very good against left-handers this season, throwing his changeup, and they've rolled over on it. This time he stays back. Good plate coverage, hits it right over Marco Scudero at shortstop. Levin Longoria's got to hold up at first base to see if he catches it, but then turns it on and makes it to third base. Zobrist follows him right behind him with a double. Blue Jays need a double play, and they don't want Pena to swing the bat.
Well, that's the killer blow so far. Carlos Pena's two-run shot back in the 5th inning. And that will bring up Pat Burrell. He's got 2 hits tonight. And up and down the lineup, these Tampa Bay Rays can hurt you.
They just keep coming after you.
Try to induce a double play here. DH in the box. The guy who went from enemy in Tampa Bay last October to becoming part of the family now. Winning a world championship with Philadelphia. 5 Grand Slams lifetime for Pat Burrell.
Starting to get the feel of this league here is Burrell. A couple of hits in yesterday's game. Never been a high average guy, but he's been a run producer in his career with the Philadelphia Phillies. They needed some right-handed pop to go along with their left-handed batter. Went out and signed Burrell and got a good deal for him.
The 2-1. Bautista only 1 play. They're having some trouble over there, he and Scudero, on those choppers between them, and so another run scores.
He's going to talk with his shortstop, Scudero. Again, anytime a third baseman can get to that ball, it is his ball. Burrell moves the runners up and picks up another RBI. Right in front of Scudero. Had thoughts of maybe going to second base, but an RBI ground out for Burrell plates the 10th run here for Tampa.
14 hits tonight. Greg Zahn gets another at bat here in the 9th. Struck out twice. Hands of Roy Halladay. Had a base hit earlier. Ended up at Baltimore, of course, after his time with Toronto. Had a deal with Baltimore for Tampa Bay August 9th.
He was going to be their starter, which he was until Matt Wieters was ready to come out of the minor leagues, and then he was going to be his teacher, helped him learn the league, learn players, and he is going to pick up a couple of RBI.
Here comes the throw to the plate. Won't matter. Zahn is safe at second with a 2 RBI base hit by Greg Zahn. And the roof coming down on the Blue Jays here in the 9th again.
Rays did not have a hit with runners in scoring position in yesterday's game when they got shut out by the Rangers, but they've had a whole basket full of them here tonight. Slider inside out swing by Zahn softly in the left field, and because the ball wasn't hit very hard, that's going to score 2. Zahn moves up on the throw home. Now 12-7.
Rays have put up a few crooked numbers here tonight. Three-run innings. And they'll head to the exits. Gabe Gross. Just an off night all around, with the exception of one inning by the Blue Jays for the home team here tonight. Certainly an off night for Roy Halladay. Just not something we are used to seeing from Roy Halladay here tonight. Camp. That's out number 3, but 3 more for the Rays. We head to the bottom of the 9th, and the Blue Jays are down 5 runs.
Presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership.
Well, Greg Zahn did it to Roy Halladay. Hit a home run as a Ray, and then grand slam off of Brandon League. And now does it to his ex-mates again tonight. Chips in with a couple more RBIs. 2 for 5 night for Zahn, working behind the plate. Now again, a guy like Jeff Neiman having a guy like Greg Zahn, when it looked rocky there for Neiman after a horrendous second inning, was able to ground him again.
Yep.
Neiman came out, and Neiman's on the verge of picking up his 12th win.
Found his curveball, started using it a little bit more, retired 12 in a row at one point in the middle of the ball game. And now Russ Springer, after 3 runs were scored in the top of the inning, will take over here. J.P. Howe, the closer for the Rays, was up. And in the top of the inning, when they scored the 3 runs, he sat down. Springer takes over.
Jose Bautista, 1 for 3 tonight. The Jays are going to have to get over this little hump they got going here too. And I know it's tough when you're 20 games out and kind of looking towards next season, but you still have to play right through your 9 innings. And offensively, they've just reached a wall in the middle innings onward.
Yeah, they start off nicely. Ran the bases aggressively when they scored 5 runs. Took the walks when they needed it. A couple of home runs tonight. There are Springer's numbers.
B.J. Upton for the first out here. Marco Scutaro and then Aaron Hill. You know, beyond all of that, you know, under the heading, who would have thought? Who would have thought the Doc would have got rocked like he did tonight?
Not me. You know, he's not superhuman. I know that. I mean,
he seems like
we watch him pitch. He's like in another league. He's all by himself in another league. But he's human, and things happen. I thought his bad game was out of the way in his last start against Boston.
He normally doesn't throw up a couple stinkers in a row.
Yeah, comes back with an exclamation point after a bad one.
Nor a couple of bad innings in a row. You know, but you look at the fourth inning tonight, after his team took a 6-3 lead. Gives up 3 in the fourth inning. Then the next inning in the fifth.
Walk, home run.
Yeah, you're just not used to that. Kind of shocking, actually. No one, I'm sure, was more shocked than the guy who threw the pitch himself. You know something, I remember going to games as a kid, and it didn't matter. You know, even if your home team's down, all you wanted to do was catch a ball. Got there, and you know what? You always put your rally cap on. See, they've
got their rally cap.
Yes, they do.
They're ready.
Going to be an awfully tough rally here, though. 2 away.
The Rays have made a couple of changes. They brought in Russ Springer to finish out the 9th inning, but they've also put some defensive replacements in. Ben Zobrist is back at second base to start this inning. He started at second, went to the outfield with that long glove, and now is back at second. In the left field taking over, that's Gabe Kapler in the left field.
Zobrist has a lot of gloves. He plays a lot of different positions. Played all over the infield and in the outfield. Now Aaron Hill representing the Blue Jays, last out here. Game they look like they might have been able to take the opener, but not to be. And Jeff Neiman hangs on for the win, and the Ring of Fire tour begins.
Yeah,
with a win for Johnny Cash Madden. And the big blow tonight, Carlos Pena in that 5th inning. Later, Ben Zobrist with a home run as well. 3 more